Hello friends, welcome to Spice Box. Today we're going to learn how to make the quintessential Sindhi breakfast dish Dal Pakwan. Dal Pakwan is a simple preparation of chana dal that have been flavored with chilies, cumin and spice powders like amchur powder and turmeric. Let's look at the ingredients we require to make this really simple dal. To begin with, I have chana dal. I have 1 cup of chana dal that I've been soaking in water for about 4 hours. Next, I'll require 3/4 of a cup onion that has been finely minced. In the powders and spices, we will require cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon, 1/4 of a teaspoon ajwain or carom seeds, 2 green chilies or 2 teaspoons of green chili chopped, salt to taste, a pinch of hing, turmeric powder about a teaspoon, and finally amchur powder about a tablespoon. We'll start by making the dal. Take a nice deep pan, heat it. We'll add about 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil and we'll give it a minute to warm up. In the meanwhile, we'll add ajwain or carom seeds, just 1/4 of a teaspoon. This has a very strong flavor, so make sure you don't add too much. Next, go in 1/4 of a teaspoon of hing. Now, hing is quite essential in Sindhi cooking, so make sure you put a good helping. Next, go in the chilies. Now, I'm going to add about 1/2 a teaspoon of turmeric powder and the dal. We're going to add just a little bit of water, some salt, mix it in really well, and what we're going to do is we're going to let this simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes on a low flame until the chanas are tender. Our dal has been cooking. As you can see, each of the chana dal is whole, and when we put it on a plate, it squashes just perfect. So, we are going to just let this be, and while this is cooking, I am just moving it over to the next stove and we are going to make the tadka. So, I am going to take a kadhai, put the lid back on that, we will leave that, and now I am going to wait until this heats up. Next, we are going to make the tadka. So, I am adding about 2 teaspoons of oil in a pan. I am going to add a teaspoon of jeera and allow it to sputter. Next, go in the hing and finely minced onions. We are going to cook this until it is just translucent, and then we are going to add it back to the dal. The onions have browned beautifully, and now we are ready to add this to the dal. So, I am just going to move this over, bring the dal back. The dal has cooked beautifully, and now I am going to add the onions. After adding the onions, we are going to let this simmer for another minute or two, not too long, just a minute or two, and next we are going to add some amchur powder. This gives a wonderful tang to the dish. I am going to put the lid back on and give it another minute. Our dal is now ready. Now, as you can see, the consistency should be a little bit on the thick side. I am going to turn this off, serve it into my bowl. Now, this dal is very mildly flavored. How you enhance it is by adding imli chutney and green chutney. That is how it is traditionally served in a Sindhi household. So, put the bowl. Now, add a little bit of coriander leaves. Next, go in a few sliced green chilies, a little bit of Kashmiri chili powder to give it a little bit of color, and then finally just add few drops of oil or ghee on top of the dal. This is how it is served. I hope you will give this dal a try. It's really delicious.